Now, let's go back to these guys from the Bible, these Israelites. How long do you think has it been since these Israelites passed through the Red Sea? From what we're reading right now in Numbers 13 and 14, about how long has it been? Has it been like weeks or years? Because you know they're going to wander for 40 years. Would it surprise you to know that it's only been a matter of weeks since they came to the Red Sea? You know, God didn't plan on them spending that much time wandering in the desert. God's plan was to get them into the promised land. So why would people who had just experienced an amazing miracle be so faithless just a few weeks later? Why? You just walked through an ocean. That doesn't happen very often. You know what I mean? You walk through water on both sides of you, and you're like a little. Can you imagine like some sort of shark, like jumping through the water on the other side? Whoa! You know the octopus coming through. Hello. How crazy must that scene have been? It just happened recently, and now they're like, man, God's gonna kill us in the desert. Why do we leave Egypt? Let's kill these leaders. Hello. Why would you have forgotten what happens? And when you begin to rely on yourself and not on God, you begin to forget past miracles. You forget what God has done for you. Let me ask you, has God ever performed a miracle for you in your life? Think about it. Has He ever performed a miracle for someone that you're close to? Maybe the birth of your children? You say, well, that was a miracle. I can't believe that happened. Maybe you got married. It's not a miracle. Maybe you saw a family member or a friend be converted to Jesus. And you thought, man, that was a miracle. Maybe you saw somebody get healed from a sickness they had. And they weren't really going to be healed. It was like a very dangerous situation, but God healed them nonetheless. And you say, man, that's a miracle. Or you saw a prayer, an answered prayer. Well, maybe someone got hurt, but they weren't really killed. And you go, man, God, thank you for not killing them in that car accident. Think about the last miracle that you saw, or one of the miracles God saw in your life. I have a question to ask you about it. You have one in mind? Does the memory of that miracle continue to spur you on today? Do you think about it very often? Do you let that miracle spur you to greater faith? Or have you forgotten? Are you just like Israelites? You forgot that you went through the Red Sea. And that God can do it again so easily. You know what I'm saying here? We got to let past miracles, things that you've seen, he'll be converted. Whatever you've seen that you stand in awe of God about. Don't forget. Let that spur you and motivate you to be a better Christian these days. Are you with me on that? Yeah. See, the fact that they forgot, it caused the Israelites to be faithless. It caused them to grumble against God and against the leaders. I want to encourage you to remember. I want to encourage you to remember your past miracles, because it will enable you to rely on God and not yourself. My third point, my third and final one, this will be a little faster.
I tried.
I'm running out of time. Number 3 is follow God with all your hearts, even in your older years. That's right, I'm directing it on the side a little bit. Follow God with all your heart, even in your older years. Look over here in Joshua 14. Go forward 2 books. After Numbers is Deuteronomy and Joshua. Let me explain to you what's happened. We don't have time to read it all. You know, what God basically does, God gets angry with the Israelites because they were so faithless to Him. And said, you know what, here's what we're going to do. All you guys who are 20 years or older, I'm not going to let you go into the promised land. I'm going to let you wander in the desert for 40 years until you die. Just like you asked. I'm going to let you guys die in the desert, and your children will get to go to the promised land. How's that for you? And the only 2 men that are older that I'm going to let go are Caleb and Joshua. Because they were faithful. They didn't doubt. They didn't succumb to the peer pressure. They believed in me. Those 2 will go. So in the promised land, it was all young people, except for the two older guys that were there. So let's read on here, Joshua 14 in verse 6. We'll see now what's going to happen. Basically now we're going to fast forward about 45 years. You're going to see Caleb now is an old man. He's just gotten into the promised land. So let's see what happens. Verse 6, Joshua 14:6 says, Now the men of Judah approached Joshua at Gilgal, and Caleb, there he is, son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, said to him, You know what the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, at Kadesh Barnea about you and me. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to explore the land. That's the part we read about in Numbers 13. And I brought him back a report according to my convictions. But the brothers who went up with me made the hearts of the people melt with fear. I, however, followed the Lord my God wholeheartedly. That's where I get my title from today. Caleb, with the courage to follow God wholeheartedly. Verse 9, it says, So on that day Moses swore to me, The land on which your feet have walked will be your inheritance, and that of your children forever, because you have followed the Lord my God wholeheartedly. Now then, just as the Lord promised, He has kept me alive for 45 years, since the time He said this to Moses, while Israel moved about in the desert. Listen to this part. So here I am today, 85 years old. I am still as strong today as the day Moses sent me out. I'm just as vigorous to go out to battle now as I was then. Stop right there. You know, what an inspiring passage from an inspiring little speech here from Caleb, especially for those who are older today. You know, my grandmother, who's a member in our church, she is turning 90 years old next week. We don't have a lot of people that old in our church. Maybe you'll be fortunate enough to God lets you live that long. But you know what? Here Caleb is 85 years old. And I love what he says. You know, I'm as strong today as I was back then. I'm as vigorous for God today as when I went into that hill country for 40 days and I searched out the promised land. Now, there's no excuses for us to ever lose our faith in God. No matter how old you are. It does not matter how old you get or how worn down your body becomes, right, Frank? It does not matter. It doesn't matter how that you're not as athletic as you used to be, or if you're not as thin as you used to be. It does not matter if your face has more wrinkles on it today, or if your body has more aches. It does not matter. We need to follow God wholeheartedly until the last breath we take. Amen. Do you believe that? Yeah. See, God wants a lifelong commitment. Yeah. It's like marriage, right? For better, for worse. God wants a lifelong commitment with you. He wants to be close to you when you are young. He wants to be close to you when you are old. He wants you all those ways. God's movement is not simply a calling for younger people to follow Jesus. It's for everyone, all ages. We convert people in the middle school, convert people in the high school, we convert people into college, we convert people into professionals, in the young marrieds, in the middle marrieds, in the older marrieds. It doesn't matter. We got to convert all sorts of people because God's message is for all of them. Amen. Not just for the young, not just for the middle-aged, for all of us. Are you willing to accept that? Yeah. I hope so. Brothers and sisters, I hope you are inspired today by Caleb's life, by what he showed us in the Scriptures. And I pray that it will motivate you to have the courage to follow God wholeheartedly. Amen.
Amen. It was very inspiring, very encouraging.